Welcome to Geeks Corner. I'm Mr. Daps.
I'm Katie.
And it is the last episode of 2024.
And it is the first episode in this set where I don't have to look at my phone to see comments.
True. We have figured that out. We have upgraded things, got them back to where we hope they will be and where they were. And hopefully they stay in the future. And hopefully they're getting closer to being exactly right because we're not perfect yet. We'll get there, though.
We'll get there.
We will get there. We hope you had a fantastic Christmas, Geekmas, whatever it is that you've been celebrating the last week. Let us know in the comments. What, Katie?
What? I'm so sorry. I can see the comments and I still can't read. What did you get for Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever holiday that you were celebrating?
Exactly. Then we will return to that throughout the episode. Hopefully it will be a lot of fun.
As we know from our Patreon pre-show, patreon.com/dapsmagic, Bailey got a soup cookbook.
Which sounds delicious.
I'm very jealous. We were talking about on the pre-show like a soup. What was it? Bean and...
It was sausage and bean soup.
Sausage and bean soup. An electric menorah.
There we go. And a family outing.
And how is the electric menorah working?
Can you use it as a toaster too? Ooh, Clocky got a record player, a scooter, and books. I believe you might have also gotten a record if my memory serves correctly, Clocky. Anyway, happy Geekmas, Clocky. That's what friends are for.
It's very cool.
Very cool. We love records. Chris says bought the theme park theme magic candle. So candles for Katya and the kid. Wilderness Lodge. Oh, that's really cool.
And H2O plus scents. Okay, so hi. I know you want to be on the show too. You are very famous. You're
more famous than us, Indy.
You're very celebrity. Do those feel accurate to this actual sense? Because sometimes you get a candle like that, like the Soarin' oranges.
I was actually thinking the Pirates of the Caribbean one too.
Close, but it's like, oh, it's not.
I mean, I haven't smelled the Pirates one though. You're right on the oranges one though. But there's supposedly another one in, like, I don't remember who it is, but somebody in Florida, and that company's orange one is like spot on. But it's like it's not like a Scentsy or something. It's like a small little.
Yeah,
like,
there's one that
I make this in my
I don't know
driveway
if
or something.
Still in business. Apothecary
Garage.
55 was the candle company that I was using for a really long time. And I think they also make wax melts, which I should look into. And the essential oils, and those felt closer than the candles.
Okay,
that's good to know. And now diffusers are coming back in a really weird way because everybody wanted that Haunted Mansion essential oil diffuser.
True.
I had people at work telling me about that, and I get kind of confused when people talk to me about theme parks at work because I'm like, what do you know about theme parks?
I'm just looking forward to the return of the classic Haunted Mansion at Disneyland in the not so distant future, which is going to be awesome. I think. I can't wait.
Also, I would just like to publicly address, we were trying to get everything back in sync.
Didn't quite make it.
It didn't quite make it.
So just pretend it's in sync.
At least there's not this really high-pitched squealing of the microphone, because that was definitely happening before. So anyway.
There you go. All right. Well, we'll keep playing with it and see what we can come up with for next week. All right. This week, though, we got to see some previews of coming events that are coming in 2025. The first being Snow White, the live action version of Disney's original princess story. And we got to hear and see a song called, I believe, Waiting on a Wish. And Snow White sings this. I'm curious if this is replacing I'm Wishing, just because the wish thing is in the title and it looked kind of like it could be that part of the story just from the, what is it, like 30 seconds or something? Like, it's not a long clip that we saw. But what did you think of Waiting on a Wish, assuming that it has nothing to do with I'm Wishing? Like, let's just take it on its own, not as potentially a replacement.
So I'm still, do you want me to just talk to you, kid? I'm still just kind of like, why are we doing this? And I love Rachel Ziegler. I think she is incredibly talented.
She can sing.
I just don't understand why we're doing this, especially when The changes to me, like if we're changing this and if some of the other things that are being changed, I don't know that it is adding anything that I was missing with the animated version, you know? And to me, it did the worst thing I think I could feel with a live action, which is I went, I really just want to watch the animated one.
I mean,
Like,
maybe that's a good thing for Disney Plus, though.
but I watched the teaser and I just went, oh, I want to watch.
The animated one is a really good movie, though. Like, it's got so many different things happening, and
Mhm,
it's got the moments of charm. It's got the moments that are absolutely terrifying,
mhm.
and like especially if you're a kid, and it's got great music, great score. I feel like it is the quintessential Disney animated feature. Um,
Well, and I'm fine when it's a totally different story. Like, it,
Cinderella to me was the high bar for
oh,
live action
have
remakes.
courage and be kind.
Yeah,
Like,
like
that
if
is,
it walks out with something like that, I'm all on board with this. I'm a little concerned because the song to me sounded like it could have been in any movie.
it kind of sounded like Wish to me.
It had a little bit of Wish. It had a little bit of kind of that,
It was like the Lin-Manuel,
but
the
not by Lin Manuel. Like it
no,
was kind of that like, um,
it was like that upbeat pop Broadway,
yeah, yeah,
like Dear Evan Hansen.
and it just didn't. Like, I'm curious if it adds something to the story, and if it ends up being a song that stands alone and it's great, I'm all for this.
Sure.
I just felt like it was maybe a little bit formulaic. I was already predicting what was going to happen in it, both lyrically and musically. And so I hope it's good. That being said, I'm very curious to see how this movie turns out. I don't have a prediction. I'm going to give it this, like, a I don't know. I'm not going to give it thumbs up or thumbs down because I just don't know.
I'm
And
like one thumb in the middle with my other thumb down. So,
because I just feel like it's gone, like, and this there's been so much happening with this particular release that I also am kind of like, hmm, we'll see. That's where I'm going to leave it. We'll see. And it'll be this spring. So there we go. Another thing we're going to see this next year, we don't know exactly when, but it is coming. Doctor Who is making his return for what they're calling season 2. I don't know if I completely agree with. I get it. It's season 2 on Disney Plus and this reboot. So
same way
the reboot of the reboot.
David Tennant's first season was also season 2
um yeah, maybe there we go.
because Eccleston was season 1.
Correct. um anyway, we got a teaser
Mhm,
on Christmas Day
mhm.
where we actually got a Christmas special as well, and it gives us a look at what's coming for Doctor Who in 2025. What did you think of the teaser? And then we'll pivot to the Christmas special.
It looks ooky spooky. Um, I think that what I really love about Doctor Who is when it's like creepy and scary and like weeping angels and Daleks and like I like the more edge of your seat Doctor Who. Um, don't get me wrong, I also love a good Van Gogh episode. But I love this like creepy adventure of it all. And so I think it looks exciting.
And
I'm
with a companion that doesn't want to be there this time, it looks like.
very interesting, but we'll see about that.
And it's a double interesting part of this is they've definitely returned to the theme of Doctor Get a Friend. And it appears that the next companion might not start out as a friend. I'm sure by the end they're friends, but maybe not. Who knows? Um, I'm curious about it. I like that it seems to be a overarching thing that might not go the direction we normally would think of, and have it go. I mean, quite often there is a big picture storyline happening with Doctor Who, but you also just have a lot of episodic things happening, and it seems like they're really leaning into the big picture from the get-go this time, for season 2 of Doctor Who, and I can't wait for it. um Christmas special, what do you think of that?
I'm so sorry. I just want to say quick behind the scenes. Indiana just slapped his water bowl a bunch of times so that we could hear it and then walked in here.
Yes.
Anyway, um I'm just laughing at Indiana. Um I thought the Christmas special was super fun. People said that it felt like a rehash of 10 and Noble. for
A
their
little bit.
Christmas special, but I don't think that's a bad thing because when you have a show that's been going for 15 actors, well,
I mean,
14 and a
there's a
half,
little bit of an inevitability that you're
it
gonna
just
have something that looks similar in
it's a
one way or
show
another.
that's been going for decades. It's a show that's been going
Is it like 6 decades, I think?
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
a show that's been going with different actors, different eras, different politics, different like things are going to repeat eventually.
Or at least have similarities that make it feel like it's repeating,
And
'cause
to me, it didn't feel the entire scene with Joy, it didn't feel like the repeat of Donna Noble. But you did
what'd you
have
think of the whole episode?
I loved it. I
Okay.
thought it was super fun. I did think it was really kind of sad. Um sad in a happy way, I guess. Um a very creative way to tie in COVID to
Mhm,
Doctor Who
mhm.
because I mean, I feel like the doctor would have something to say about COVID. Um yeah, it was the thing about a Doctor Who Christmas special, it's always gonna be campy. It's always gonna be cheesy. Um, sometimes along the way, you're gonna go, "Wait, was this a Christmas special?" Um,
Mhm.
but I liked it.
I feel like most of them are very relational too.
I also love this doctor. Like, I just love him. I completely adore him. Um, and I think that he's my favorite doctor since Tennant. So,
Hmm, that's good to know.
yeah.
There you go. I thought it was good. Do you agree that usually they're relational for the Christmas
Mhm.
episode? Okay. Um,
They're also kind of standalones in their own way.
yeah, I feel like they have to be though, because
Yeah.
that's just the nature of things, and it's kind of a reset for whatever. And I liked how they did that. I liked the nods to other areas of the Doctor that they used throughout. Like, there's a lot of fun Easter eggs in this episode, um, and I like how it does, like, it's a standalone, but it also sets up next season. And so I'm looking forward to seeing where the next season goes and what Christmas episode that leads to or special. I see Bailey likes Matt Smith. I like the soundtrack for Matt Smith the best. Like, I
The
think he has the best music accompanying him. But
She said the Christmas Carol Matt Smith is her
oh,
favorite.
Christmas Carol Matt Smith. I have the light right
Uh,
next to it, so this might change
it
next
says, "We
week.
love a good Dr. Christmas
Yes.
special." The Christmas Carol Matt Smith is my favorite.
There you go. Yeah, but it'll be fun to see where Doctor Who goes in the coming year, and it's going to be great. And what also is going to be great, if this works, yes, it will, is we have a new Indy Cam.
Bum,
We haven't had one in a while,
ba-da-bum.
but here is Indy. Well, you'll see. I think he did want a Starbucks card. You're right. That was definitely what he was hoping for.
Well, he did also have a present under the tree from Santa Paws
That he opened on his own.
that he opened on his own. We did not
So we'll
get
see what
that on
happens
video.
next year, because you never know what that
I don't
does.
know. With Santa Paws having now seen this footage, I don't know.
But he did finish that bone in about 5 minutes, it seemed like, and he enjoyed it very much. Another thing that we enjoy very much is the Secret Agents, which is a band that's, I guess it's a jazz band technically.
Technically.
Plays music from the 60s, from cinema, rock, you name it. Like anything from the 60s, I think is all that matters. And they play it. And they have been performing at Disney Festival of Holidays throughout the holiday season. And their final performance is on the 3rd. And what do you think of this band,
I
Katie?
love them. I think they're so fun. I love their entire vibe. I love this like James Bond-esque sipping a martini femme fatale. Like,
Oh yeah, we should give the gimmick. So the gimmick is they're all secret agents that are in a band, and they all have
code names.
code names, and the code names are picked based on the first letter of their name. So,
Giving it away.
well, I have a code name.
You do.
So I'm Agent Dunkirk,
Mhm.
and they gave me that handle, I guess, code name.
They
Code name.
gave you a code name.
They gave me the code name, and so that's the gimmick that they use throughout their show. And they have like little moments that happen where like Control is calling them, which I'm sure is a connection with Get Smart,
Mhm.
which is hilarious. And I really want to see them do Get Smart because I think that would be
Oh,
fun.
that'd be good.
It's just I don't think there's any lyrics to it. So
You
most
can have a
yeah, they could have a band only song, instrumental song. But they're a lot of fun. They're on the 3rd. If you can't make it in the 3rd because you're blocked out or whatever, we do have videos up with them on our YouTube channel, so you can watch them there as well. In fact, we have a pretty good one that I just posted the last couple of days that get zoomed in close, and you can see what's going on. And I like their props too, because they have like a little phone that they use that's a rotary phone, and like it really is a fun blast from the past. And they use some more recent songs too that they give that vibe. Totally worth checking out one way or another. Follow them on social media as well, and they have a website. All of that is on the site. But now, as we come into the final, third of the show, whatever this is, let's take a quick look back at 2024. What were some of your favorite or highlights of 2024 from the realm of Disney and positive stuff, Katie? And I'm saying this because we do have articles going up for the last 5 days of the year that are what we consider from a bigger perspective, like the top 5 stories of 2024. But from a Katie perspective, what are some of your top stories or top things from 2024 that we covered on DAPS?
really great thing. Muppets are getting their own coaster. Love that. Super sick. Really terrible thing. The Muppet Vision 3D is going away.
Womp.
I had to, I'm sorry, a 2-for-1. I had
Okay,
I had
okay.
I had to do it to him. I think that genuinely you take the Muppet Vision 3D stuff out of it. Electric Mayhem getting a Rock and Roller Coaster overhaul is the most insane thing ever, and I love that.
Makes a lot of sense too.
It's also like what we've been asking for like a decade, 2 decades. We've been asking for Electric Mayhem Rock and Roller Coaster forever.
Mhm.
So that's super sick. I'm trying to think. So to me, everything is going to be theme parks. So Disneyland Forward,
That's allowed.
big one for me.
Mhm.
Big day for people like Katie. Um, I also am weirdly stoked about Avengers Campus West.
Okay.
Because I think that the Kuka Arm coaster is gonna be like nuts. When we see it, if we see it. Still waiting on those shovels. That's true. We have been asking for a Glee rock and roller coaster. Maybe they had puppets on Glee. Why are the Muppets never on Glee? Let's talk about that. That's what we should be
Timing is
discussing.
everything. Anyway,
R.I.P. Rat Pizza. So true for that, Jeff. You're so real. I'm trying to think of what else.
if we lived in Florida, there would be so many meetups at Pizza Rizzo
Oh.
before the closing of that thing. Which
Absolutely.
they haven't even announced a closing date yet, but
They're throwing like a prom in
I saw
February.
something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a dapper day, like it's a
I sure hope
fan.
it's open that long.
Yeah, that'd
Wouldn't it be
be
terrible if like January 6th, it's like, surprise, we're closed. Stranger things have happened. Not so much recently, but I could imagine it happening.
I know where I would be.
Anyway, any other top stories for 2024 for you?
Also, you know what? Deadpool coming to California Adventure.
True.
I think was
That was a big
actually
story.
that was another one where I was like, oh, this is never gonna happen. And then it did, which was kind of wacky.
And
Also,
he's still there.
also Deadpool, Doug, I am not acknowledging that.
Anyway,
I think I'm just thinking back to the D23 Expo panel. I'm sorry, the D23
Ultimate
Disney fan event Parks and Experiences panel. I'm so sorry, I'm not even trying to be funny. I just was trying to remember the name. I was thinking about that panel, and there was a lot of just really cool stuff that came out of it. Like the Cocoa Water ride is something I'm really excited about. For me, I feel like all the Disneyland stuff felt so far away that I haven't even let myself get excited about it yet.
And really, that's something for the future.
Yeah.
And as we look to the past, like,
well, that was an announcement from this year.
Okay, so announcements are your big thing.
Like, I really like, as I sit here staring at a giant map of opening day DCA 1.0, my beloved,
I have a tree in the way.
It's okay. She's still there.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It was also kind of like a weird year. It was kind of a bit of a transitionary year for theme parks.
We did get a new attraction. Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
I was like, yes.
Opened in 2 places.
Yes, we sure did. And that was super fun. R.I.P. Soap Opera Bistro. You are so true for that.
There you go.
Yes, in 30 years, I will be sharing about the red car trolley, much like the Jolly Trolley in Hollywood and Dine, Soap Opera Bistro. Wasn't that rethemed to or renamed ABC Bistro or something like that? Anyway.
There you go.
R.I.P. Catch a Flav. That was the real DCA 1.0 for me.
There you go.
Catch a Flav.
Okay.
Sorry. I know we were talking about 2024, but I heard 2004. So big news for me is that Tower of Terror opened this year. I hope nothing ever happens to it. Maybe in 12 years. That would be a bummer if something happened. I heard they're doing something. Yeah, Maliboomer. They're never going to touch that thing. I heard that Caterpillar exhibit, I heard that's going to turn into like a land.
I do remember the X Games experience.
That's actually, fun fact, the X Games experience is one of my first Disney parks memories.
All right, well, so let's look forward.
If you want to know about the way that I am.
To 2025 now.
Sure.
What are you looking forward to in 2025?
I'm looking forward to more Muppets. I am looking forward.
Do you think we're actually going to get this in 2025?
No.
I don't think it is. I think we're going to get...
But do I think that we're going to get sprinklings of Muppets other places? Yes.
True. I mean, if I know a lot of people are predicting like, oh, it's going to come pretty early in the new year. Part of me really thinks we're not going to see anything change on either end before October 1st, just because they're going to bump it into the next fiscal year or whatever. Maybe even further. Like I could see it being pushed out even further and giving people that time to get it together. And if they are putting the Monsters Inc. land on the current home of Muppets, they could do a lot backstage, I feel like, first leading up to closing of Muppet Vision. And I don't know, I think we'll have a decent lead time on this. And I think the announcement was really about getting people used to the idea so that when things are changed, it's not as big of a deal.
Also, yes, Jeff, we should do a whole 1.0 show.
I think it's a great idea.
Also, more hotels, especially at the Disneyland Resort, would be very welcome. Do I know where we would put them? No.
There are places though, and that could be a whole show too. Maybe we'll just do like the second half of a show. We'll focus entirely on something like that.
No, I would like to do Patreon exclusive. Here we go. Patreon exclusive Geeks Corner in its current format, but we are reporting like it is 2002, and we are like, let's just talk about the news.
Oh,
Let's talk
that's a fun
about
idea.
uh-huh.
Okay, maybe we'll do that at some point.
Yeah,
Um,
I
that
think that's a
that could be
really
very interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
We could do a 2016. We could do all the really iconic
I
years.
thought you were gonna go to the headlines from the future bit,
No,
but this is like headlines from the past.
it's headlines from the past, but and this is all pre-Geeks Corner, so we can't even say, well, what were you talking about on Geeks Corner that week? We can just,
Interesting. That's interesting. I think it's gonna be cool that we get Test Track in 2025. Like
I love you, Test Track.
Like that one, I'm actually really looking forward to, and I'm hoping we get some music that we know and love maybe returning, because I think that'd be super cool with that. I think the Disney Starlight Parade.
Yeah.
Walt Disney World is getting a hall next year.
I mean,
in coming years.
They're
also getting some stuff hauled out, which is kind of a bummer. But that
we're getting the goat of all nighttime parades.
Progress is progress. So. We're getting Paint the Night next year, which is going to be a blast. Like, there's going to be some really good entertainment stuff that's coming next year that I'm looking forward to. I'm also just curious to see 1 year from now how much of the shovel-ready stuff is going vertical, going horizontal. Like from where we were in August when everything was announced. August, yeah.
Wow.
To a year from now, like, how has that changed? I want to see how that's changed the Disneyland Resort. And then going back to Disneyland Forward being approved this summer, let's say by next summer, do we have like plans for Disneyland Forward? Do we see some, like, I want to see some physical stuff happening with that as well. So I think that'll be very interesting to see too. The other thing that's going to be ridiculously interesting in 2025 is, I predict by now, we could be surprised, but I really think by about now next year, we're going to have a fairly good idea who the next CEO is going to be for the Walt Disney Company. And depending on who that is, that could change a lot of things for the future of everything. Because you can, like, when you're the one making, the buck stops, you'd be like, oh, this is too expensive, or, oh, we can invest more here, or whatever. And so a lot of the things that were announced at D23 could continue to move forward, and we could see, things just continuing with the $60 billion turbocharging of Disney experiences. Or maybe we get somebody that's really focused on streaming and movies and video games or something, and they're like, oh, I want to back off a little bit on the parks and maybe add more to Disney Cruise Line and more to Disney animation. I'm just throwing random stuff out. Okay. But their priorities aren't necessarily going to be the same as Bob Iger's and the current board of directors that approved the current plan. So it'll be interesting to see how things change with the new CEO that will be announced in about a year. And that might end up being the biggest story next year.
Yeah, I would assume. Also, we will be in the throes of the 70th anniversary next year.
True.
Which is so crazy to think about. Because again, the 60th, I've said this a million times, 60th is when Mr. Daps and I became friends, and I think he has regretted every moment since then. And so the 70th might be the time that you break off our friendship.
Welcome to Geeks Corner Plus now. If you have any questions or comments you'd like us to respond to, let us know in the comments, and we'll stick around for a few more minutes.
I do have,
as we do talk about the go ahead.
We do have to respond to Doug, because Doug said Paint the Night theme song from Wreck-It Ralph, but no themed float from Wreck-It Ralph.
Did you pay him for this?
Discuss. You don't need to know my finances.
He showed this up right at the perfect time.
You don't need to know what I financed Doug to do.
But same with Parade of Dreams didn't have Brother Bear.
Sure.
I just think you don't necessarily like.
But I do think it's weird. I do think it's weird.
Do you think maybe it's because they know it's not a? I know some people really love it, but maybe not considered a top tier Disney animation classic, where the music isn't just going to like be on
That's not all
everybody's.
Disney animated classics, though. There's
No,
some.
no, no. I mean for the theme song.
That's fair.
So like, I'm thinking Brother Bear for Parade of Dreams, Paint the Night with Wreck-It Ralph. Um,
Imagine if Brother Bear was in Parade of Dreams, though. People would look back at it and be like, when, what, what was that?
yeah, it is funny because I remember with Parade of Dreams, some people didn't know that song either.
Finale unit for Paint the Night. What will the music be? That's a great
I don't
question.
know.
I feel like they're gonna incorporate Mickey Mouse Club March just more.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, you could kind of loop it back to more of what you saw at the beginning or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you've got that Mickey weird brain DNA. The song transcends the movie. In the case of Welcome to Our Family Time, the song absolutely transcends the movie.
Massively.
People know that song that have never seen Brother Bear.
Huh.
I am one of them.
I think a lot of people
I've never seen Brother Bear. I'm so sorry.
don't even know what Brother Bear is or that it exists, even though there's the carved Brother Bear statue
In front of
Disney
Redwood.
California Adventure.
Yeah.
I
Do we
saw,
still expect the new Incredibles float?
you know, I kind of don't.
I don't,
I think
honestly. That float was so not memorable.
and I also think it's an opportunity to put something new in. I do expect to see the Frozen float because if you read the description of the parade, it looks like the Frozen float is back,
I like the Frozen
and it
float.
will fit on Main Street. Like that's, you don't have wires. That may not be an issue for a whole lot longer in Disney California Adventure. So who knows?
But that's assuming it's in Disney California Adventure.
No, I mean like down the line, because
Gotcha.
I'm going with the assumption that electrical parades can always come back.
So that's
whether it's the new one
so
or the
valid.
old one, you could see them coming back. But
I would like to say, here's my official speculation. Well,
is this for the Incredibles float? Because I want to stick with this. What would you like to see there?
Soul.
Oh,
The colors of Soul, especially at night, especially like those vibrant blues and the greens and the jerrys
so
and the Ascension.
What music? I love where you're going with this. My hang up right now is what music would you?
You can make a very upbeat. It's all right.
Okay.
The John Batiste.
I like the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a great idea. I'm trying to think of what's been recent that they'd be like, oh, we need.
I just went like for like
we
Pixar.
Need to promote this. Inside Out 2.
Honestly,
I mean, there's something to be said for that. Now that I joked about that, but
you say hee hee, but
colors work. The financial part works.
Mhm.
That might be something there. And I see a story: Dad and son rounding the corner by Grizzly Trail. Dad sees giant statue and booms out, "Look, son, there's Yogi and Poo Poo."
My favorite
love
Disney
that.
characters. New unit from Elemental.
That
As much as I would also love to see the colors of Elemental,
I think that'd be beautiful too.
I just don't know that.
It was a slow burn though. It did pretty well.
As a slow burn.
But
oh, I know. The Muppets.
Please.
I want the Muppets. Moving right along could go into Paint the Night easy.
Okay.
I think that Animal is driving.
Wait, is he taking over the beginning of the parade now, or?
Oh, he could.
Okay.
I like the idea that, I mean, when I saw, it was Janice, Animal, and I literally cannot remember the third, but Animal got up. This was D23 Expo 2019, and started running around.
I think Roger's on it. The Encanto unit makes a lot of sense to me also.
Oh yeah.
That one I could see. Is there a Moana unit? Yeah, there's a Moana unit.
That was Magic Happens.
Oh, I would do a Moana unit then.
Because Magic Happens was also semi-night parade.
Oh yeah, I was thinking Little Mermaid. I could see Encanto or Moana happening very easily too.
That's true.
Wow, lots of ideas.
Ooh, the butterflies on the Encanto unit would be very pretty.
They would. And if they did Encanto, that would be a good lead into Tropical Americas and Disney's Animal Kingdom that's coming in the not so distant future. So then you could have that synergy from across the
Simpsons. That's what we're gonna do.
There is. Have you guys been seeing
The
online
survey.
the
I'm
surveys?
scared.
I think it's happening. It'll happen the next 10 years, maybe 5. We'll see. Where? That's another question for another show. Maybe we'll have to talk about that at some point too. But Katie, what should people do?
Colombia. Me encantó. Me encantó. Just go to DaspMagic.com, check out all the Disney and geek news. You have no idea what I'm referencing, and that's okay.
I do actually.
Aw.
You've told me this.
Yay!
Anyway.
Anyway. Check out all the Disney and geek news as it happens. Subscribe to our mailing list and find our Patreon at patreon.com/tapsmagic. There's a lot of fun stuff, including Bluey.
Done.
Why are we so including Bluey? Including a pre-show to the show. But anyway, I'm sorry, Bluey. Everybody pack it up. Go home. The show's over.
The pre-show is entirely interactive and it's a lot of fun. So if you head on over to Patreon and join us there, it's at 8 o'clock on Tuesday nights, which we will be back to next week because it'll be a new year, new everything. Actually, no, it'll just be a new year. Hopefully the new thing will be that we sync better. That would be great. But we got a lot of stuff up on our YouTube channel as well, so make sure not to miss any of that. We will have more going up basically every day. You don't want to miss any of it. But we hope you have a very, very happy new year. But that is about all the time we have for you this year. So we'll see you around the corner.
Bye.